Very good morning to all. Today our topic is related to the journalizing process. So how to make the journal entries? So what is the importance of journal entries and how to prepare the journal entries in journal transactions in the journal book? So in the today's session, I will explain those concepts. Accounts is very important to every organization. So every company they are going to maintaining the accounts. They are going to preparing the accounts to know the financial performance of the organization. So to identify the financial condition of the company. So they are going to preparing every transaction. They are making every transaction into the entry and identify the what about the total profits of the organization, and based on the company financial performance they can take the decisions, they can take the remedial measures in the organization. So accounting is very important to to know the financial performance of the organization. So companies, every organization from small scale industry to large scale industry, every company they are maintaining the accounts and identifying the financial performance, and based on that they are going to taking the right decision making in their organization. So in this accounting process they are preparing these all the accounting formats, and in these formats we are having the first format of accounts is journal. Journal is the first book of accounts. Journal is the first book of accounts, and in this journal we are going to preparing all the transactions. We are entering all the transactions on the chronological order basis. So to prepare everyday transaction into this, we are going to entering into this recording transactional book, that is journal. So journal is the first book of accounts, and the journal word, it is derived from the French. So journal word is a journal, that is the word is jour. So it means a day. That means in every day in the organization, in every day we are entering all the transactions. So in every day all the transaction what we done in the company, so every transaction we are going to recording on chronological order basis. Then only you can see what about the today total expenses of the company, today total incomes of the company, and today total whatever incomes and whatever the receiving and what about our expenditure. So you can estimate based on these all the transactions of the entry in the book. So we are what transaction we done in a day, every transaction we will mention in that particular transactional book, and we will write in the transaction book, and based on that the end of the day you can see what about today total expenses of the company, total earnings of the company, total incomes of the company, gains of the company. We can estimate, we can interpret the total particular day performance, financial performance of that particular day. So based on this you can estimate, so this is my position today. So like this we are preparing everyday transactions up to everyday transaction we are entering, and every month also we are preparing the same way. And at the end of the year you can see what about the total full of expenses of your company, and what about total incomes of your organization. At the end of the year you can see the total financial performance of your company. So based on this only you can see what about the total result of your organization, performance of your organization through the journal only. So that's why journal is the first book of accounts. We are going to maintaining all the transactions in the particular book. And here what is the format we are following in this journal? So the format of journal is, here it is the format. So in this we are maintaining the 5 columns. The first column indicated with the date, and the second column indicated with particulars. Third column is L.F. We can call as ledger folio. Fourth column is debit side amount, debtor amount, and so fifth column is credit amount. So this is the format we are following in the journal entries, transactions entry. So here date means that particular date they will give in the problem. We can mention that particular date. And particular means here you write that general entry, that entry you can write. So that what transaction we made in that particular day or date, So you write that particulars of the transaction. And the third column is ledger folio. So ledger folio is this is the page number indicates, for example, in this date, this transaction in the ledger book where we entered. So this will indicate where we entered. So in which page we entered in this particular entry in the we posted in the ledger. So that name will be that page number will be indicated in the ledger folio. But it is the companies, they will take care of this column. The companies, they will practically they will implement in the organization. But here we are not entering any number or anything in this particular column. We are just leave the column, but we need to mention this column in the particular format. So that's why ledger folio we are keeping the as a column, but we are not entering anything in this particular column. So that's why you can maintain this and just leave that particular. And coming to this fourth column is debit side amount. So debtor amount, you can write the debtor amount. And the fifth column is the credit side amount. So which is debited, you write the debit amount. Which is credited, you write the credit amount. So which transaction is debited and which transaction is credited, you can see. And based on that, you can write the debit side amount and also credit side amount. So this is the performer of the journal. And here how to return this part in this format, how to write that. So see here, the first part first is date, month or year. So that you can write that date and month and year, they will give in the problem, so you can mention that and write the particulars. You can take the here the two different accounts, one is a debited account and second one is credited account. So the name of the account which is debited, first one you write the name of the account which is debited, and you write the name of account which is credited, the next line. So that is the first particulars, name of the account which is debited and name of the account which is credited. So that is you can mention in the particulars. And here already I told ledger folio means here the page number we are indicating which is we are posting in the ledger book. So that is no need to mention here. Just you write that column and leave the column. And the next one is where amount to be debited, you can write the amount, and where amount to be credited, credit side, you write the total amount. So this is the format we are following. And before going to writing these journal entries, before going to preparing the journal entries of all the transactions, first you can see these rules of the accounts. So account, without these rules, you cannot able to write the transactions. So that's why you can see what are the rules of accounts, and you can aware of these rules, you can learn these rules, then only you can write the journal entries in the company. So that is a very important thing. So here the accounts can be divided into three categories. Accounts can be divided into three categories. One is real account, second one is personal account, third one is nominal account. So these are the three accounts. One is a real account, personal account, and nominal account. Coming to the real account can be indicated as, the company's assets, So maybe fixed asset or current asset can be considered as a real account. So here, for example, assets is nothing but the company buildings, company machineries, land, machinery, furniture, cash, creditors. These are all comes under the assets of the organization. So these in the entries, maybe land is there, buildings is there, and furniture is there. So like this all the related, it is there in the entry, means it is related to the real account. So what is the real account rule means? Here you will see the rule of the real account is debit what comes into the business. Debit what comes into the business. For example, machinery. So machinery come into the business means it should be debited. Machinery come into the business means it should be debited. So credit what goes out from the business. So here you need to learn which is debited and which is credited. In the entry, in the transaction, we are writing the transaction in the entry. One account should be debited, another account should be credited. So you can write which is you know which is the debited and which is the credited. So here a real account rule is, for example, the asset come into the business means that should be debited. The asset goes out from the business means that should be credited. So that is very important. So you can see for example, we purchased furniture. So furniture is a fixed asset, no? So furniture is coming into the business. We are purchasing. That means we are purchasing into the organization. So it comes into the business. So that's why the furniture account should be debited. Furniture account should be debited. So that is the rule you need to learn. Then only you can write the entry also. So that is the first one, real account. Debit what comes into the business and credit what goes out from the organization. That is also first rule. Next, coming to the second one is personal account. Personal account means here, personal account indicate the names of the persons, names of the organizations, banks, names of the institutions, names of the banks, names of the people, names of the companies can be indicated with the personal account. So personal account rule is here the debit the receiver, credit the giver. So the person, we are indicating the person, no, the company or person or bank. So it receiver means it should be debited. The person is receiver means it should be debited account. The person is giver means it should be credit account. So you can see the debit the receiver, credit the giver. Receiver means it should be debited, the account should be debited. Giver means the account should be credited. So that is a very important rule. The second rule. So for example, in the entry, in the transaction, the name is there. So sold goods to Kamal. So example, sold goods to Kamal. So we are selling goods to Kamal. Kamal is a person. Kamal is a person. So the person Kamal account. So Kamal here we are selling. The company is selling goods to Kamal. Kamal is a person, no? So person he is receiving goods. He is receiving goods. So receiver is always debit. So Kamal account should be debited. So like this you need to write. So that is the second one. Coming to the third one is nominal account. Nominal account here, the nominal account refers to all the expenses of it indicates all the expenses of the business, all the losses of the business, all the incomes and gains of the business, profits of the business that can be indicated with the nominal account. Here the rule is debit all the expenses and losses of the business. So for example, it is an expenditure or it is a loss to organization, it should be debited. It is an income, we are receiving income, it is a gain of day to the business, profit to the business means it should be credited. This is the another rule in the nominal account. So these are the three types of rules: personal account rule, real account rule, nominal account rule. Without these rules you cannot able to write the journal entries. So that's why you can aware of these rules, learn these rules and be effective in that rules, then only you can write the entries. So here I will explain some entries, some transactions entries, how to write in the book. So that is the first, you will see the example. 1st March, bought goods for cash 50,000 rupees. The 1st March bought goods for cash 50,000 rupees. In this transaction, you need to write the journal entry. So like this, you will see just here I'm explaining, not in the format, just how to write this particular. This can indicated with the particulars. A particular column you can write like this. So what that will I will explain in this. So here you will see in every transaction there are the two accounts. You can see the two accounts. What are the two accounts are comes under the particular transaction. So see here in this first account, first entry, bought goods for cash 50,000 rupees. Here we bought means purchase. We purchased goods for cash 50,000 rupees. So in this transaction, you will identify what are the two accounts are there. So we are purchasing goods for cash. That means one is purchases, purchase account, and the second one is for cash. We are purchasing with cash 50,000 rupees. Then the other one is cash account. Here the two accounts, one is a purchase account, second one is cash account. So here you will see the cash is a real asset. Cash is a asset to the organization. You can see the cash as an asset. You can see the second rule, that is real account rule. That is what comes into the organization is debited. What goes out is the organization is the credited. So here you will take the cash account. Here we are purchasing goods for cash. We are giving the cash and purchasing the particular goods. So giving cash means the cash is going out. Cash is going out. So that's why it should be credited. So you can see the first you write the debit account, that is cash account credited means the another account is debited. So debited account is purchase account, debtor to cash account. So here in this bracket you write the narration of that particular transaction. So what we went here, purchased goods for the cash. So that's why you can write the being the goods purchased for cash. You will start the narration with being and write the transaction what went in the company, the goods purchased for the cash, that is 50,000 rupees. So debit amount is 50,000 and also credit amount is 50,000. You can write this. And here you mention the in the first as a format, you can mention in the first column the date also, 1st March. This is the first transaction. Coming to the second transaction, you will observe sold goods for cash 20,000 rupees. Sold goods for cash 20,000 rupees. We are selling goods for cash 20,000. So here what done here? One is sales account. Another one is with using cash. So the cash account. So we are selling goods for cash 20,000 rupees. Again, cash is there and sales process is there. So you can take the cash. That is a current asset. So here the asset is what comes in debit, what goes out is credit. So here the selling process, we are doing the selling process. So through sales, the company is receiving cash. No, through sales, company is receiving cash. So the what coming in cash is coming into the business. So that's why what comes in is debit. So cash is debit and the sales account is credited. So cash account debtor to sales account, that is 20,000 rupees. So being the sold goods for cash, that is the second transaction. Coming to the third one is purchased goods for cash from Shiva. You can see here purchased goods for cash from Shiva. We are purchasing goods for cash from Shiva. So here the one supplier is there. So that is Shiva. But here they mentioned purchased goods for cash. They mentioned cash, no? So that's why we give in the total cash and purchased goods. That means we given the total cash and purchased goods. So that's why here Shiva is not necessary. We did not necessary to mention in the accounts. So you can take the two accounts. One is a purchase account, second one is cash account. So we are, because already we purchased the total amount 10,000 rupees, but here they didn't mention cash, means then you can say take the Shiva account. Shiva is a supplier. On credit basis we collected the goods. So that's why you can see the take the Shiva account. But here they mention for cash 10,000. So that's why you can don't consider the Shiva account, because already we paid the 10,000 rupees and purchased. It is not a credit transaction. It is a cash transaction. So here you can take the two accounts. One is a purchase account and second one is cash account. So here purchases means cash going out. We are giving money, no? So the cash going out. Going out means it is credited. So purchase account debtor to cash account, being the goods purchased for cash from Shiva. So that is first you write the debit account ma. In that format, you particulars you can write the first debit account ma. Next you can leave the space and start and write with the capital D and small r. That is considered as a debtor. And in coming to the next line, you leave some space and start with 2, capital T and 2, and write the credit amount. So this is the next transaction. So this is the format we are going to entry all the. And next one here you will see the 10th March transaction is Ram return goods worth 2,500 rupees. Ram return goods worth 2,500 rupees. Here the Ram is there and he returned goods. He returned goods to 2,500 rupees. So here we return means he already purchased and returned. So that's why that is considered as a sales returns account. Sales returns. That means every transaction ma we are entering on the according to the company basis. These are all the transaction we are entering into the book based on the company basis. So company purchases, company sales, company return goods. Return goods means we sold already, again it returned to the organization. So that's why that is sales returns. So one is sales returns account and second one is Mr. Ram account. So Ram account, Ram is a name. Here the personal account rule you can apply. Ram return goods worth 2,500 rupees. Sales return account debtor to Ram is a receiver or giver. You can observe here. Ram return goods to company. Ram is giving. Ram is giving. So giver is always credit. So Ram account is credited and goods sales returns account is debited. So first write the debit account, sales return account, a debtor to Ram account. So being the goods returned to Ram. So this is the one more transaction. Coming to the next one is 11th March transaction is return goods to Surya 5,000 rupees. Return goods to Surya 5,000 rupees. Surya. So here return goods to Surya. So Surya, one is a Surya account and the second one is return. Return means we purchase, the company received, purchased, and we are returning goods to that particular supplier. So Surya is a supplier of the business and return, we are returning the goods. That means we are purchased and returning. So you can take the purchase returns. And Surya account. One is Surya account. Now he is a receiver or giver. You can see the receiver or giver. So return goods to Surya. Surya is a receiver. Receiver is always debited. Surya account debtor to purchase returns account. The narration is being the goods returned to Surya. That is amount you can write. And the next one is 12th March. Return goods to Arya. Return goods to Arya. Same like that previous. Return goods. Purchase returns to Arya. Here the purchase returns account one is and the second one is Arya. Arya is a receiver or giver? Receiver. Receiver is always debited. So Arya account debtor to purchase returns account. And next one is 13th March. Return goods to Narendra. Previously bought for cash 1,500 rupees. So here return goods to Narendra, previously bought for cash. So based on the cash they are going to purchasing. So already they given the cash transaction. So that's why you cannot able to take the Narendra account because it is already cash transaction, not a credit transaction. So that's why we are purchasing returns and also cash account. The both will comes under. So here cash will be debited or credited. You can see. So previously we already return goods to the 1,500 and also we already purchased for cash. So that's why cash is coming or going out. You can see. So what comes in debit, what goes out is credit. So cash is coming into the organization again 1,500 rupees because already it is returned. So that's why cash account debtor to purchase returns account. So the narration is being the goods sold to cash, sold for cash to Narendra. Next one is bought goods on account from Surya. So bought goods from account on Surya. So here we didn't mention any cash transaction. So that's why you can take as a credit transaction. So one is Surya account and second one is bought good, purchased goods account, purchase account. So from Surya we are purchasing. Surya is a receiver or giver. So Surya is a giver. So giver is always credited. So purchase account debtor to Surya account. Surya account should be credited. So 50,000 and 50,000 rupees being the goods purchased from Surya on credit basis. And the last one is see here the another one more is purchase goods from Arya. So 10,000. It is also credit transaction. So cash they didn't given any cash word no. So at that time you can take as a credit transaction. So one is Arya account, second one is purchase account. So Arya is a receiver or giver, you can say he's a giver. So giver is always credit. So purchase account debtor to Arya account being the goods purchased from Arya on credit basis. And here you will see the one more account is received cash from Funny on account 5,000 rupees. Received cash from Funny. So we are going to receiving cash from Funny account. Funny. So Funny is a personal account. So Funny account one is cash account another one. So Funny is a receiver or giver. You can see. So you can take the two rules. Ma. One is a personal account rule because of Funny name of the person, and the second one is a cash account rule, that is a real account rule. You can take as a cash is there, so that's why you can take the real account rule, any rule. So you can apply any rule, personal account, real account, and you can take what which is debited and which is credited. So for example, here the Funny is a receiver or giver. So he's a giving. So we are receiving cash from Funny. So he's a giving. So giving giver is always credited. So cash account data to Funny account. Funny account should be credited. And the second one is paid Ramya on account. So April to paid Ramya on account 15,000 rupees. So we are going to paying cash 15,000 rupees to Ramya. So one is Ramya account, and the second one is we are paying an account which what we are paying amount only, no? So cash account. So the two accounts, one is Ramya account, second one is cash account. So Ramya is a receiving or giving. So you can see paid Ramya on account. So we are going to giving. So we are paying to Ramya. So Ramya is a receiver. Receiver is always debited. So Ramya account data to cash account. Or you can take as a cash account rule also, real account. What comes in debit, what goes out is credit. So here we are paying to Ramya. So the cash is going out. Going out means cash account should be credited. So that is also one more transaction. And next one is 3rd April took loan from Harish. 3rd April took loan from Harish. So we are taking loan from Harish. You can take the yeah. One is loan is nothing but can be considered as a cash. Loan also what is mean by loan means it is considered in the form of cash only. So cash account and also Harish account. So here the Harish is a giver or receiver. So he is giver. Giver is always credit. So one is cash account and data. Cash account is be debited and Harish account should be credited. Cash account data to Harish account. So this is one more transaction. And here you can see one more transaction I will explain. 10th April, Bhaskar commenced with a capital of 2 lakhs rupees. So Bhaskar is a person commenced business with a capital of 2 lakhs rupees. So 2 lakhs rupees he is investing in the business. He is investing in the business. So he is providing cash to the business. He is giving 2 lakhs rupees investing in the business. So capital, so that's why capital brought from the Bhaskar. So brought collected from the Bhaskar. So here the two accounts, one is capital account. So we are investing as a capital. He is 2 lakhs rupees investing as a capital. And what is the amount? 2 lakhs rupees cash. So that is cash account, data, cash account and also capital account. So here the through Bhaskar, the cash is receiving. So cash is coming into the business. Cash is coming into the business. So what comes in is debit. So cash account should be debited and the capital account should be credited. So the Bhaskar providing this capital. Bhaskar is providing the capital 2 lakhs rupees to organization. So that is also one more transaction. And here you will see the 11th April, one more transaction. He withdraw cash for personal use. He withdraw cash for personal use. He draw the money as per the personal use. So here that means he draw the money, no? So that is nothing but drawing account. So he draws the money as for the self use. So and also one is a drawing account and the second one is what he draw the money only, no, cash account. So that is it's company cashing inside or cash going out. So as a he draws the money and uses it for the personal purpose. So cash is coming out from the organization. So cash account should be coming, cash should be coming out from the organization. So that is cash account should be credited. What goes out is credit, no? So cash account should be credited and drawing account should be debited. So drawing account data to cash account. So being the cash withdraw for the personal use. And here you will see one more transaction. You will check here one more transaction. 4th April. 4th April received 9,850 from Krishna after allowing him a discount of 150 rupees. Here you will see received 9,850 from Krishna. From Krishna, we are receiving the cash. And after allowing the discount 150 rupees, he allowed discount as 150 rupees. So here you will see that is received from Krishna. Krishna is a giver or a receiver. You can see Krishna is giving or receiving. So he is giving. So giver is always debited. So Krishna account should be debited. And he allowed discount 150 rupees to organization. So 150 rupees reduced. 150 rupees reduced. So that is cash coming inside. So 150 rupees reduced means it is debited to organization. So that's why cash account debtor 8,850 rupees and discount account will be 150 rupees to Krishna account. Krishna is the giver, so he's a credit sale. So that is being the cash received from Krishna after allowing the discount of 150 rupees. He reduced 150 rupees and provided discount to the organization. So that is also we will write like this. And here you will see that is one more transaction. 1st April, Ravi, a debtor, become insolvent. He owned 5,000. A final dividend of 0.50 in rupee was received. So here, given final dividend 0.50 in rupee was received. So here the Ravi is a debtor. Ravi is a debtor. He owned 5,000 rupees and he is providing the final dividend. The company is providing the dividend to the Ravi. So Ravi is a giver or receiver, you will see that. So we are going to he's a debtor means he is providing, so that is Ravi account should be debited, credited. And here the we received cash, so that is 2,500 rupees. And also it is a bad debt because we cannot able to received fully from the Ravi. So that is uh, partially we are receiving, that is 2,500 rupees we are receiving. So because it is a pay final dividend of 0.50 in rupee was received, so that's why again we want to receive 2,500 rupees. It can be considered as a bad debt. So that is a 2,500. A cash account debtor to debtor, bad debt debtor to, and also Ravi account. So this is the one more transaction. So like this they will give in the. So like this here also some more transactions will be there. Business is commenced with cash, deposited in bank, purchased goods from the particular organization, and also sold goods to the particular company, purchased motor vehicles, advertising costs, telephone expenses, that is nothing but nominal expenses. Paid to settle the amount, paid to the company, and purchased office furniture, withdraw cash, paid salaries, rent in cash. So like this, so many transactions will be there. Sold goods to 25,000 rupees discount allowed, purchased goods from Shyam, commission received, legal charges. So you practice all these different problems are there, different problems are given in this end of this, and also practice these all the entries also, and you can get the idea. So this is the um, transactions entry in the journal book. You can see what type of what is the account, and what are the two types of accounts are there in that particular transaction, and which is the debited and which is the credited. You can use based on these formulas